Oh boy, here we go again. Another unfortunate story. Now, this apparently took place a few days ago, but I heard about it today from another YouTuber who I've mentioned before, Alpha Omega Sin. Um, and again, another United States brutal story, I guess. It's getting to be so fucking common reading these stories. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of be reading this story in reverse because like they posted the original thing and then there's updates and updates and updates. So basically, before I get into it though, a guy went into a GameStop at 11 a.m. to rob it, and then after he got the money, like it was only I guess one employee there, a 23-year-old lady, so she's only a year younger than I am, and after he had gotten the money, after he forced her to open the safe and get the money, which there wouldn't be that much money in a GameStop, it's not like you're robbing a bank, he went and decided to slit her throat. Now, they didn't say if he like did this with a knife or whatever, but who fucking cares? It just, you had the money. I know where you're probably thinking, oh, I can't leave a witness. Maybe that's what he was thinking, I don't know. But anyway, let's get into the story. A man slit the throat of a clerk at a Renton video game store, which I guess Renton is in Washington, after forcing her, and this was a GameStop, remember, after forcing her to open the safe Wednesday morning, police said. Of the victim, a 23-year-old woman, has been rushed to blah 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 Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. Her condition was not immediately known. The robbery occurred shortly after, or before, 11 a.m., when a man with a scarf covering his face, walked into the GameStop in the 200 block of South 2nd Street and forced the employee to open the register. According to Renton Police spokeswoman Terry Vickers, he had already had the money when he slit her throat, Vickers said. Renton High School and St. Anthony School were locked down while police searched for the suspect, or for a suspect. The lockdowns have since been lifted, police said. The suspect was described as a black man in his 20s to 30s, about 6 feet tall with a heavy build. He was wearing a black baseball cap, brownish car hat style jacket, and a scarf, police said. Now, the first update was a Harborview Medical Center spokeswoman said the victim is in serious condition, so no, she didn't die, but she's just in horrible condition, fighting for her life. Then the next update here, Renton police say they've arrested a suspect in the robbery and assault at GameStop. No other details were immediately released, and here's the picture of the guy, as you can see, because there was apparently security cameras, and that's how they caught him. It caught him like changing clothes afterwards, and so he would, oh, I don't look like the guy that did it or whatever. Anyway, and then the last update was police say they arrested the suspect after receiving a phone call indicating he may be at an apartment complex in the 13300 block of Martin Luther King Jr. Way, blah blah blah. Renton police and King County deputies located and arrested the 44-year-old suspect without incident. One thing I wanted to say, it's kind of not funny, but they said the suspect was in his 20s to 30s, yet he was actually 44, so I guess most people are not very good at judging ages now, are they? But anyway, there's the picture of the dude you can see. And there's different opinions, of course, like on all these stories that people have. People think, oh, he deserves to die, or, you know, give him an electric chair, or something like that. But like always in these stories, I always have the same type of opinion, really. An eye for an eye is not going to do anything. If you're like, oh, he tried to kill her, so we should kill him, he'll make the victim feel better initially, and you'll make everyone feel better initially, but if you kill him afterwards, the victim, that is still going to be affected by this for the rest of their life. You know, even if it's just in the back, even after years and years, in the back of their mind, they're still going to remember this. And, you know, eventually you'll be like, oh, he's dead, he was punished, or whatever, but it's not going to magically make you forget everything and feel better. It's not an end solution. When people say they should die, that's just because, you know, people are too lazy and they give up on trying to find a perfect fitting punishment, and they just say, fuck it, just kill him. And, I mean, honestly, that's more of an American thing, really, I think. But, the good news is, though, the lady's going to be probably okay, hopefully. I mean, she's not stable yet, but she's not dead, so that's something. And he's been caught. As for the whole what should his punishment be, I don't know. I could say something like, well, he attempted to kill someone, so maybe someone should, wound him to the point where he has to fight for his life, but not actually kill him. But again, that's the whole, or eye for an eye, which I don't really believe in. And when these things happen, everyone always jumps to the conclusion of, oh, they should kill him just because they're enraged. Like they're pissed off, they're furious. That's where blind rage comes from, the saying. It's like, and you don't think straight when you're in just pure rage, So, I don't know. One thing I thought was kind of odd was, like, in his outfit, it's not here, the picture, of course, but, showed him of being in the Gamestop or whatever, and he had, like, a scarf around his, mouth or whatever, and baseball cap. It reminded me of, like, Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs. So, I don't know if he had played that game, he's like, oh, I'm going to disguise myself like that. But either way, again, it just makes me glad that I'm Canadian, But, these stories are just getting way too frequent. And I don't know how much more I need to really discuss. There's not much more to say, really. It's, yeah. It's sad that this had to happen, of course. Hopefully the lady will be alright. And, it's such a weird, thing to choose to rob, like, a GameStop of all things. Although, now that I think about it, there was a Subway here in my city that was robbed a while ago, but no one killed anyone, no one threatened anyone. It was just, give us the money, blah blah blah. But still, I don't know, to go after a GameStop for about, a few $100, maybe 1,000 if you got that. If the people back in the days of, the ones who robbed banks and went back in the westerns with robbing stagecoaches and everything saw this, then you'd be a laughingstock. They'd be like, really, you robbed for a few $100? That's not worth it. Anyway, I'm done talking about this. Just wanted to share the story. And, yeah. So, as always, you know the drill. I'm Original Bloody. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon. As always.